Jace Calder stood in the middle of the alien palace and did what he always did best. He observed. The hall was massive, grown instead of built, its curved walls glowing softly like living stone. Light flowed through the ceiling in slow patterns, reacting to movement, sound, even emotion. Diplomats from a dozen star systems moved in careful circles, pretending to enjoy themselves while watching one another closely. Jace nodded politely at ambassadors who nodded back without interest. He held a glass he never drank from. His eyes moved constantly, counting guards, tracking exits, measuring response times. 2 guards near the eastern archway. 1 security drone disguised as floating art. A hidden lift behind a curtain of violet silk. Everything looked calm, which meant it wouldn't stay that way. Jace had learned that lesson the hard way, many years ago. He sensed her before he saw her. The noise in the hall softened. Conversations slowed. Even the palace lights shifted tone, lowering just slightly, like a building holding its breath. Queen Selene entered the ballroom. She moved without guards, without hurry. Pale, almost glowing skin contrasted against deep black ceremonial fabric. Her long black hair fell straight down her back. Her ears, long, elegant, unmistakably alien, curved through her hair without any attempt to hide them. She looked human enough to make people forget she wasn't. And dangerous enough to make them remember. Jace stared very hard at his drink. She stopped beside him anyway. He briefly considered pretending to choke. He dismissed the idea. Dying dramatically in front of an alien queen seemed unwise. Instead, he turned slightly and gave a polite smile. The smile of a boring trade official who thought spreadsheets were exciting. She leaned in close. Close enough that he could feel warmth. Close enough to hear the faint hum of the translator beneath her skin. "I know who you are, human," Queen Selene said quietly. Jace did not spill his drink. He counted that as a personal victory. His pulse jumped. His mind ran through escape plans. All of them ended badly. Prison. Execution. Public speeches before execution. None of that happened. No alarms. No guards. Selene straightened, smiling as if she had commented on the music. Jace cleared his throat. "I'm flattered, Your Majesty. Trade representatives get that a lot." Her smile widened just a little. "Dance with me." She said it loudly enough for others to hear. The room froze. Refusing a queen was not illegal. It was just unwise. Jace set his glass on a passing tray and offered his arm. If this was how he died, at least the lighting was excellent. The music shifted instantly as they stepped onto the floor. The palace adapted to her rhythm, bending sound and space to her pace. Selene moved like she had practiced this exact moment for years. "You're calm," she said as they turned. "Most infiltrators sweat." "I'm moisturized," Jace replied. "Human habit." She laughed softly. That worried him more than anger. "You watched everything," she continued, "but wanted nothing. That makes you suspicious." "Some people are born bored," Jace said. "Medical condition." Her eyes stayed locked on his. "My intelligence systems identified you hours ago," she said. "False credentials. Altered biometrics. Military posture pretending to be civilian." Jace sighed. "I knew I should have slouched more." "And yet," Selene said, "I did not expose you." "May I ask why?" She guided him through another turn, the court watching in silence. "Because anyone who risks this much to stand in my ballroom is either foolish," she said, "or desperate." Her ears tilted slightly back. "So," she added lightly, "which are you?" Jace met her gaze. The galaxy turned slowly above them. The dance ended to polite applause. Selene did not step away. "Walk with me," she said. Jace followed. Explaining himself to palace guards seemed worse. They moved along the edge of the hall, past living columns that shifted like breathing stone. Doors opened before Selene reached them. Floors smoothed under her feet. Power here wasn't symbolic. It was structural. "You handled that well," she said. "I considered fainting," Jace replied. "But it felt dramatic." They entered a quieter gallery filled with floating holograms of past treaties. Wars avoided. Wars not avoided. You're not here for trade, Celine said. And not for assassination. I appreciate the trust. Your body language is wrong for murder. I've been working on my non-violent posture. She stopped and faced him. You're looking for something, she said. Dangerous information. Jace exhaled. I'm looking for patterns, he said. Ships that don't make sense. Trade routes that disappear. People who vanish quietly. Something shifted. Not in her face. In the palace. You believe this threatens your people, she said. I believe it threatens yours too. She studied him. Then laughed softly. Bold, she said. And desperate. They moved deeper. Guards were gone now. That worried him more. If I wanted you detained, Celine said, you would already be gone. That's comforting, Jace said. In a terrifying way. They stopped before a massive window overlooking the city, light and motion woven into impossible geometry. My court thinks humans are simple, she said. We prefer creative, Jace replied. She smiled. Your presence will not go unnoticed. Usually when things explode. Celine turned fully toward him. Tell me the truth, she said. In return, I give you access to my intelligence archives. Jace stared at her. Trusting an alien queen went against everything he was trained to believe. And if I refuse? Then you explain yourself to people with less patience than me. He snorted. You really know how to sell it. I am a queen. He nodded. All right. Deep within the palace, systems shifted. The palace listened. The shuttle slipped away from the palace like a quiet thought. Jace Calder sat alone in the pilot seat, hands steady, eyes forward. The stars stretched into thin lines as the engines warmed. The alien capital shrank behind him, its living towers fading into soft light. He should have felt relief. Instead, his stomach twisted. Missions were supposed to end cleanly. You extracted the data. You vanished. You went home. This one didn't. Because now the galaxy knew his name. And worse, it knew his face. A soft tone chimed. Incoming transmission. Jace sighed. Of course. Queen Celine's image appeared, calm as ever. You are still within my secure range, she said. I feel safer already. You should not, she replied. Several factions are very unhappy. Story of my life. She studied him. You revealed more than information last night. You revealed intent. Jace frowned. That sounds expensive. It is, Celine said. For you and for me. The transmission cut. Jace leaned back, exhaling slowly. That was when his threat board lit up. Multiple contacts. Unregistered drives. Fast. They didn't even wait, he muttered. 3 ships dropped out of fold space ahead of him. Black hulls. No markings. Military-grade stealth. Veiled compact. Jace's hands moved instantly. Engines flared. Shields rose. A warning shot streaked past his cockpit. All right, he said calmly. We're doing this. The first missile screamed toward him. Jace rolled the shuttle hard, dumping decoys and killing thrust midspin. The missile overshot, confused by sudden silence, and detonated harmlessly behind him. He punched engines back on. The shuttle wasn't a fighter. It was fast, but fragile. Jace threaded between debris, using gravity wells and orbital junk like cover. Plasma fire lanced past him, close enough to heat the hull. His console flashed red. Hull integrity at 60%. Don't tell me that, Jace snapped. Tell me how to not die. A new signal spiked. Friendly. A massive shadow unfolded above him. Alien warships, Celine's colors blazing openly. The attackers scattered. 2 were destroyed instantly. The third fled into fold space. Jace let out a shaky breath. The Queen did not bluff. Hours later, Jace stood aboard a human diplomatic carrier. Admiral Rhea Lawson stared at him from across the briefing table. She was tall, dark-skinned, eyes sharp with intelligence and suspicion. A veteran of 3 border wars and 1 quiet rebellion no one admitted happened. You danced with an alien queen, she said flatly. Yes, You exposed a galactic shadow cartel. Yes, You triggered a political earthquake. Jace shrugged. In my defense, they started it. The room was silent. Then Rhea laughed. Once. Sharp. You're either reckless or brilliant. I'm told it depends on survival. Her expression hardened. This veiled compact has touched human space for years. We suspected. We never proved. Jace activated the data feed. Proof filled the room. Routes. Names. Payments. Silence returned. Heavier now. Rhea folded her arms. This will force a response. That's why they tried to kill me. No, she said. They tried to scare us. She met his eyes. They failed. The galaxy reacted fast. Too fast. Trade routes closed. Alliances shifted. Neutral worlds declared emergency protocols. Shadow assets vanished overnight. And humans. Humans did something unexpected. They spoke openly. No spin. No denial. They released the data. Everywhere. The veiled compact relied on secrecy. Humans burned it with sunlight. Queen Selene watched the broadcast from her throne. Humans were chaotic. But honest chaos was powerful. Her ministers argued. Some wanted distance from Earth. Some wanted alliance. Some wanted war. Selene listened. Then she stood. The compact underestimated humans, she said calmly. They mistake restraint for weakness. The chamber fell quiet. They are not predators, she continued. They are problem solvers. A dangerous kind. Jace did not rest. He helped map compact remnants. He advised strike planning. He drank terrible ship coffee at odd hours. And slowly, something changed. Human fleets stopped reacting. They started moving first. Compact safe zones vanished. Black markets collapsed. Secret treaties burned. One by one, the shadows died. The final confrontation came at Heliox Gate. A massive artificial structure hidden inside a dead star's gravity shell. The compact's last command node. Human ships arrived first. Then Selene's fleet. Side by side. Jace watched from the command deck. Rhea glanced at him. You ever imagine this? No, he said honestly. I imagined dying quietly. Humans don't do quiet, she said. The battle was short. Not because it was easy. Because it was decisive. Human adaptability broke compact tactics. Alien precision closed the net. The gate collapsed. The compact ended. Afterward, Jace stood again in Selene's palace. This time, openly. No disguise. No lies. The court watched him with new eyes. You changed things, Selene said softly. So did you. She tilted her head. You humans are dangerous. We try to use it responsibly. She smiled. The palace lights warmed. The galaxy had shifted. And for the first time in a long time, Jace Calder believed something rare. That trust, real trust, could survive among the stars. They moved through passages that no longer pretended to be decorative. The walls were dark, threaded with living light. Gravity shifted gently. The palace was rearranging itself. They entered a vast chamber. Data lights pulsed like stars. Beneath the glass floor, layers of stored memory glowed. Speak, Selene said. Jace told her everything. The hidden shipments. The ghost ports. The missing analysts. The quiet erasures. Data rose around them, reacting to his words. You are describing the veiled compact, Selene said. You know about it. Fragments. That makes two of us. The chamber trembled. You're being watched, Jace said. Of course, she replied. By whom is the question? This time the palace hesitated. That was worse. They want you removed, Selene said. Flattering. If you leave now, you may live, she said. If you stay, you align with me. Jace looked at the city. Guess I'm staying. The floor opened. They descended. The tunnel spiraled downward. The walls felt warm. Alive. Better than being arrested, Jace said. You are optimistic. They entered a control chamber layered with holograms. Guards moved in some. Ships shifted in others. My court is divided, Celine said. Every court is. Red indicators flared. They're moving now, she said. They want control without showing it. Veiled compact, Jace guessed. Or those who serve it. The palace braced itself. What's the plan? Jace asked. You think like an infiltrator, she said. That makes you useful. That's the nicest thing anyone said tonight. Armed figures appeared in one display. They aren't palace guards, Jace said. No, Celine agreed. They wear my authority badly. Borrowed power, Jace said. I hate that. Stay close. I plan to. The palace changed. Walls rotated. Paths closed. The palace chose sides. They reached the inner archive chamber. At its center floated a dense core of light. Live intelligence core, Jace said. My private archive, Celine replied. The core flared. They're trying to access it remotely, Jace said. And failing. The chamber shook. They'll escalate. Right on cue, intruders phased through the wall. Weapons raised. You ever notice villains never knock? Jace said. Celine raised her hand. Gravity slammed downward. 2 attackers were pinned instantly. The rest adapted. Jace grabbed a loose node and threw it. Space bent. An attacker slammed into a wall that hadn't existed before. Nice throw, Celine said. I play catch with violent people. More intruders came. They want proof, Jace said. They will not have it, Celine said. She touched the core. The palace learned. One attacker broke through. Weapon aimed at Celine. Jace tackled him without thinking. They hit hard. You could explain your evil plan, Jace said. Elbow to ribs. Fair. Celine spoke one word. Enough. The palace obeyed. Silence fell. We won. Jace asked. For now, she said. Data formed between them. Roots. Names. Truth. This goes deep, Jace said. It always does. This means open conflict. And trust, she said. That's the scary part. Morning light filled the palace. The council assembled. Evidence spoke louder than arguments. Ministers fell. Networks broke. Celine stood tall. This human came here under lies, she said. He stayed under truth. Jace resisted waving. Later, at the departure platform, Celine stood beside him. You could stay, she said. Tempting, Jace replied. But I caused trouble internationally. She smiled. If you return, she said, come openly. No promises. The shuttle lifted. Jace watched the palace fade. For once, the mission ended with understanding. The galaxy was still dangerous. But honesty, he realized, was still possible if you were brave enough to risk it.